Hello, my name's Steve Barrett. I'm the Editor-in-Chief of PR Week. I'm delighted to be here with Jorge Plascencia, who's Chairman and CEO of Republica. Jorge, welcome to PR Week.
Thank you, Steve. Great to be here and great to be in New York with you.
Now, Jorge, you run a cross-cultural agency, is how you describe it.
Correct.
$11 million in revenues, and about half of those are PR. The rest is advertising, media, etc. So you're full service as well as cross-cultural. What does that actually mean in practice?
You know what? Cross-cultural. I'm an example of somebody that's cross-cultural. I literally live in two worlds. I consume media in English and in Spanish. I listen to music in English and Spanish. I live in these two worlds, and like me, there's a lot of people in this country that live in this dichotomy of living in both worlds. So Republica, why I think we've been successful is because we reach consumers in a culturally relevant way, regardless of language, regardless of where they live. We reach them in the manner that we know that they want to be spoken to, and I think that's why it's gone well.
And now, for some clients, you're the Hispanic or the multicultural agency.
Sure.
And then for others, like the Miami Dolphins, you're the full-service agency,
right,
and you are their PR agency.
Right.
Is your aspiration to eventually work for clients on that basis, as you do with the Dolphins, or actually is there a nice little niche there that you can fill and maybe do things that some of the larger networked agencies can't do so well?
You know, what's interesting about that, Steve, is that as we've built Republica, and it's been in the last 5 years, and in this economy that we've built it, obviously we've needed to be, forward-thinking, nimble, and all those things to build the business to where we've gotten it to. And obviously, as clients come to us, yes, we could be their Hispanic agency, we can be their multicultural agency, but we have more and more clients looking at us as their full-service agency. Like you said, the Miami Dolphins, we handle everything for the Miami Dolphins in English and Spanish, their advertising, their public relations, their community stuff, their digital. I mean, we handle all of that in-house at Republica. Like the Dolphins, we handle a number of accounts across languages, and that's why, for me, it's so cool to be able to, kind of take a person like myself that I was born in this country, live in both cultures. A lot of the people that work for us, were born here and understand the idiosyncrasies of the American mentality and the American culture, yet with a little twist, that Latin twist or that African American twist.
And that's increasingly relevant in social media, isn't it? Where you can actually communicate in English, Spanish, two languages, or even a mixture in the same piece of media.
You know what's so interesting about that? We have a number of clients that we have a social media department at Republica, and we have a number of clients that, their postings throughout their social media will be in both English and Spanish. So that's been interesting because, sometimes you may get a person, an Anglo-Saxon person, that's a little bit turned off by seeing Spanish on the page. For the most part, I think, it's what America's becoming. America's becoming this incredible mixture of all these different people and cultures and languages, and I think at Republica we embrace that in everything we do, and obviously on social media. What's interesting is we also do work in Latin America. We have a number of clients in Latin America, and in Latin America on the social media side, it sometimes is better to do country-specific pages, pages that represent that brand, but in these specific countries. So it's just so exciting to be a marketeer these days because there's so much going on, and us being a full-service agency, we kind of holistically look at everything, bring it together, and always with the consumer in mind.
And finally, we've just done our agency business report, and
right,
we've noticed there's a lot of diversity amongst senior executives on the client side, but not so much in the senior levels of big agencies. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that we're making great strides in some areas of our industry, but not the rest of it?
What's interesting on that end, one of our clients is ASER, the Hispanic Association on Corporate Responsibility. It's based in DC. It's a very important organization, and ASER focuses a lot on representation of Hispanics in the corporate boardroom, in the C-suite, in the top executive echelon, on the marketing side, making sure Hispanics are represented. But that's a very interesting thing that you're bringing up, which is, are there folks like myself, at the higher levels in some of these bigger conglomerates? I don't know many, to be honest with you, so I think it's a very interesting thing to look at. I would imagine many times that's why some of these companies approach guys like myself to see if we can work together in some way, and we've had some of that. But I think that you know, these execs at you know, at the conglomerates need to wake up and smell the espresso, because you know, we're here to stay. And if any of them want to come down to Miami for a market tour of what America is going to look like, I feel, because Miami is definitely a microcosm. We're based in Miami, but we do work across the country. But we use Miami as a litmus test so much because it's a microcosm with so many nationalities all together, coexisting, commingling, and in a good way in such a vibrant city. So you know, it's very interesting times we're living. And I thank you, Steve, and PR Week for you know, kind of bringing folks like myself and Republica to the table, because I think that that's how, you know, we'll continue to work together with some of our colleagues in the business. I think it's important that that we're all at the table.
All right. Well, thanks, Jorge, for joining us today and sharing those thoughts with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.